All right, welcome back. Our GMC Sierra tweet of the night comes to the Pirates, who have reinstated Brian Hayes from a 10-day injured list, and they've optioned, as we said, Contreras to AAA, which means Jared Triolo hangs around. That's an interesting prospect for me, Chris. I like Nick Gonzalez. Ultimately, he has to be at second base for them with Cruz at short. But what about Triolo? Where do you think his future lies, especially now that Hayes, has that big, long 8-year contract?
I mean, probably as either a super utility guy if he doesn't pan out, or if he forces his way into the lineup, I guess you let him do that and scratch somebody else. I don't know. He seems like one of those guys that's more likely to get traded than anything else if everybody else that they have lives up to what they're hoping they can be. Then Triolo would be probably an odd man out. But really, is that a problem that ever ends up occurring for the Pirates, where every single guy that they earmark for a position ends up being exactly the player that they thought they would be? No. So why am I saying he'll get traded? Chances are he's probably going to start more games than not come next year, I would imagine.
Well, hopefully we'll see Andy Rodriguez get up here and play somewhere. And hopefully, ultimately, Henry Davis goes behind the plate. And hopefully they get an outfielder who can step right in and play like Cruz or even Langford. I got some tweets to get to here. This is from George Lochner, who says, they need to take Skeens. Starting pitching is the biggest need for them, in my opinion. And no one's going to disagree with that, George, just because you can never have enough of it. All you have to do is look around all these injuries that occur. So I would understand that. And then we have two on the Penguins. And this first one comes from Zach Williams. He said, I would trade 2 first-rounders for Carlson. Sean Kramer says, what's the likelihood they'll make a trade for Carlson? So let's get to that topic before we go to the lines. Because it seems to me like, again, Kyle Dubas wants to think about the future, but he also is trying to think about the present. I don't know that he can satisfy both. He's trying. Would he make this deal? Should he make this deal?
Yes, the one that Pony put up there, that framework 2 first, somebody takes on Granlund's contract and you send him P.O. Joseph, sure, it's fine by me. Everyone talks about the present and then also trying to help the future for the Penguins to live in both worlds. What one of those two is truly more important? Trying to maximize and squeeze every last drop of championship glory out of the Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang towel, to finish the analogy, or some nebulous future where you don't even know what the team's going to look like, and maybe the kid you just drafted 14th overall is one of the better players in that team. What matters more to the Penguins? What matters more to ownership? What matters more to fans? It's the present.
Sure it is.
Go make the trade.
But they should have then traded the 14th pick. They could have done something maybe in advance of this draft if they were going to do it. But I don't know when that trade request came out about Erik Karlsson. Still a dynamic player, but he plays a lot of the same kind of hockey that Chris Letang does. And good for them that they brought in Graves. I think that's a good pick because they need somebody to fill that other side of the defensive part of this. Karlsson's not a very good defender. Let's go to the lines. We're going to begin with JB, in Shadyside. Hey, JB, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, so I think the Pirates should trade Bednar. His value will never be higher than it is right now. And I would trade him to the Rangers because they desperately need bullpen help. And they've got a rich system. You could get maybe, a corner outfielder, first baseman out of their system.
Listen, that's not without logical conclusion there, because Texas is a team that didn't expect to be in this situation. Now here they are. I mean, they had a good young team, but I don't know if they were going to be looked at as the team to beat in the American League, and some say they are. But Chris, 2-time All-Star, lots of years control. They find closers in a lot of different ways. Would you be for a trade like this?
I would certainly not put David Bednar in the category of nailed down, not going anywhere. If somebody's desperate enough to overpay for a reliever, and any trade where a reliever is going in the other direction usually is an overpay by the other team. If Texas is willing to give you one of their best prospects for David Bednar because they have control of him and he shores up their bullpen, maybe if they're willing to give you one of their best plus somebody else, you have to at least consider it.
All right, we got to take a break here. 412-575-2600. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Call us. Lines are open right now.